I want to show you how to download the data for one GPS station so that you can make your own graphs, maybe find the slope of two different parts of one of those graphs, and we're going to start by clicking on a GPS station we want to study. So I'll pick this one out here on the coast of Northern California. Gives us the graphs. We've seen those before. You see at the bottom it says click plot for full station page. So I'm going to click on that plot. It's going to open up a new web page that's specific for that station. On this page it shows us the map, which we can use to make our vector map later on. You can zoom out, you can make a screenshot of that. There are data files over here on the left, nearby stations we could click on below the map. Keep scrolling down, you'll see those same graphs we've seen before, and the earthquake data that might or might not exist for the station you care about. Okay, so in order to download the data that I can use, I'm going to pick the uppermost left file that's under 24-hour final solutions, the ENV file. If I just click on that file, we can see here's the data. It's a lot of numbers. You can see there are column headers which help us understand what is there. So I don't just click on it, I'm actually going to control click on it, and then I'm going to save the link as, has the station ID up here, that's fine. See the format is .tenv3, that's fine. Save it to your desktop or your downloads folder is often helpful. Okay, I'm going to save it to my downloads folder. I've downloaded the file, and if I try to open it up, my computer won't know what to do with this .tenv file. So what I've got to do is I've got to open up my downloads folder, which hopefully yours is not as messy as mine. And I'm going to rename that file so it has a different extension. So I can click on it and my cursor will turn, I'll be able to type. Or what you can probably do is control click on it and choose rename, and then that will highlight the text. All I'm going to do is delete the .tenv and I'm going to leave it as .txt. And then it's going to ask me, are you sure you want to change the file extension? I'm going to say yes, use .txt. So now it's a text file. And if you open it up, you'll open it in text edit and you'll see all the text like we saw before. Okay. I want to open this in a spreadsheet so that it separates into columns all the data in the file. So in my Google Drive, I'm going to create a new Google Sheets. It's a blank spreadsheet here. And I'm going to import, file, import, and select the file, .txt. It's going to give me this menu. I want to replace the spreadsheet. That way I'll only have one spreadsheet and not an old unused spreadsheet. I'm going to leave it as detect automatically. That should work just fine. And I'm going to leave this as yes. Then I'm going to click import data. And fingers crossed, we will get a beautiful spreadsheet with all of that data, but it's separated out into columns. It's beautiful. Always let your computer work. Wait till everything's fully loaded. There's a lot of data here. Remember, we scrolled through before. There are thousands of data points here that we're looking at. Remember, it's years and years of data. Okay. So this is just our time in years column. I'm going to open up Logger Pro, and I'm going to label this column time in years. YRS is common short term for years. And then my Y, let's look at the up and down. The uplift, I'll just call it up. Short names also can be up. And I believe it's in meters. going back to my data file, I want to paste in all the time values. And so I'm going to click on the column here, C, but I don't want to include the title. So what I'm going to do is Command click on that box to make it include only all the data. And I'm going to Command C, copy, and go to Logger Pro, where click on this first box here and Command V, paste. And now it's going to paste all those data values. So I can go back to my spreadsheet. Values we're going to look at are east, north, or up. So those columns I, K, or M. So I select the column M. I'm going to Command click on the column header so that it doesn't show up and I only get the numbers. Command C. You can see it is in meters in parentheses here, M. And then I'm going to go to Logger Pro. Click on the first box and do Command V. And now, my data points are all way down here. It's not very easy to read. Well, remember that this graph starts at 0, and our data starts at year 2006. So while in physics I've always asked you to scale from 0, here we want to scale from 2006. So I'm going to click on 0 box here and scale from 2006. Now we can see the data here, but I can't see anything here. It looks like these values are all negative. So let's change this to 0. Now we start to see our data, and it's okay to choose a scale that doesn't exactly go through 0. We just want to be careful to know where 0 is. But if we're looking at a rate of change, the 0 isn't that important. So now we can do a line of best fit and look at all the data. What is nice to do is maybe we had an earthquake right in here and we want to see before that earthquake what was the slope. And then I can select the data for after the earthquake and get a slope. And I can compare those numbers. Look, they're different. Different rate. Pretty significantly different rate. So that might be an interesting question to look at. All right. Enjoy.